So have you ever been told that your money will likely triple over the coming 3 months? Maybe you have from a scammer, but I'm not a scammer and I'm not here to scam you today. If you are a Workhorse shareholder or looking at investing in Workhorse, today is your lucky day because new evidence has surfaced that almost solidifies Workhorse being the majority USPS contract winner. I'm going to go through that here today. But before we get into that, I should say a massive thank you to George Perez and Jack Spencer for the recent shoutouts on their channel. I know I got a lot of new viewers, a lot of new subscribers from them, so I'm going to return the favor. If you guys are unfamiliar with George Perez or Jack Spencer, be sure to go check out their channels. I'll leave a link down in the description below. They have great coverage, especially if you are a Workhorse bull. Anyways, yes, I am that fedora guy that people talk about on YouTube. I am that lucky teenager, that lucky 19-year-old that has been fortunate enough to turn $8,000 into over $100,000 over the past 5 to 6 months. And if you guys are familiar, I have been covering Workhorse on my channel since it was below $3 a share. I'll actually put a picture up on the screen right here of when I used to talk about Workhorse when it was that cheap. I made pretty cringy videos back then, but it's kind of fun to look back and to see how I've progressed and evolved over time. And then I look at my investment in Workhorse and it makes me even happier. I still hold 1,500 shares and I own 10 call options of Workhorse stock. So yes, I am a retail investor that invests to make a profit just like you guys that are watching this video. I am not a financial advisor by any means, and make sure you guys do your own research outside of watching this video. I understand that these days watching YouTube videos is a good way to do due diligence on companies, but especially if you are unfamiliar with Workhorse, please at least look through their investor presentation. But today, we're actually going to look at Romeo Power Technologies investor presentation, not Workhorse's. Now, before you leave, I am talking about Workhorse, and the information that has me so excited about this contract was in Romeo's investor presentation. And I'll leave a link down below to this presentation that was just made available to the public by Romeo Power. So Romeo Power is a battery supplier that just announced this morning that they were going to be going public via a SPAC, which is a hot way of companies going public versus an IPO. They're being acquired by RMG Acquisition. The ticker symbol is RMG, and the ticker symbol after the merger will be RMO. Now, looking into this company, it looks like a very great investment in my opinion, and I might do a whole video on Romeo Power Technology in the future, but that's not what we're here for today. I'm particularly excited about slide 20 of Romeo Power's investor presentation. And I'm going to put this slide up on the screen right now for the convenience of you guys and my viewers. But if we zoom into the top left of this slide, we can see that the USPS is electrifying the majority of its 200,000 vehicle fleet. Now, if you have studied up and done your homework on Workhorse, you know that they are the only all-electric bidder left in the running for the United States Postal Service contract. And since Workhorse is the only all-electric bidder left in the running, this is very bullish in my opinion that the words on this slide read, the USPS is electrifying the majority of its 200,000 vehicle fleet. Now, keep the word majority in the back of your mind. But it doesn't stop there. Let's go ahead and move to slide number 13. On slide 13, and I'll put this on the screen again, we can see in the bottom right corner this time that Workhorse is listed as a high-quality customer of Romeo. So, Romeo is the battery supplier for Workhorse. Now, those of you that are good at I Spy can see that Oshkosh is also listed as a customer of Romeo Power. Now, again, if you've done your homework on the United States Postal Service contract, you would know that Oshkosh is one of the other 2 bidders left in the running for this contract. And like slide 20 just got done saying, the majority of the 200,000 vehicle fleet will be electrified. So I think this is pretty solid evidence that not only is Workhorse going to win the majority of the contract, but Ford Oshkosh is going to be the minority winner of the contract. Those of you that are still a little skittish on this, let's go ahead and move to slide number 11, which further validates my claims. On slide number 11, we can see that Workhorse's USPS prototype is shown on this investor presentation slide. Now this is important because they didn't choose to show Ford Oshkosh's prototype. They chose to show Workhorse's prototype. If Ford Oshkosh was the majority winner of the contract, don't you think they would be boasting about them and not the minority winner in Workhorse? I would think personally they would pick the majority winner of the contract to put on this slide because it represents the most money. So be sure to let me know down in the comments whether you think I'm crazy or if I'm onto something here. And let me know how many shares of Workhorse you own as well. Now, while I consider this pretty concrete evidence that Workhorse is the majority contract winner, nothing is for certain until we hear it from the United States Postal Service themselves. I would not risk investing any money you are not willing to lose in Workhorse. Because the bottom line is, if the contract falls through or Workhorse isn't the majority winner or they only win a sliver of the contract, there's a high chance that Workhorse's stock could go down. So like I mentioned, don't invest money you're not willing to lose. But in contrast, any money you do invest has a high potential upside, and I think the risk of losing your money in Workhorse is very low, especially if you have a long-term mindset with this company. And another thing you guys might be questioning is, how is Romeo allowed to say this stuff in their investor presentation? As you know, the United States Postal Service has been very strict and firm about their NDA or non-disclosure agreement with all of the bidders, all of the competitors running for the contract, and any subcontractors or companies affiliated with those companies. So personally, I believe somehow Romeo isn't a part of this NDA, or they just don't care. I hope it is the first option, because honestly, that's not a good sign if they don't care about a non-disclosure agreement with the United States Postal Service. I don't think that's good business ethics at all. So I hope that the case is Romeo is not a part of the non-disclosure agreement of the contract. So now I'm going to talk about the valuation of Workhorse and why you're going to likely triple or more your money over the coming 3 months. So the original value of this United States Postal Service contract was $6.3 billion. However, that number was stated years ago when the contract was first thought up and put on paper. So, adjusted for inflation, this $6.3 billion is likely more around $10 billion now. And if you guys have watched my channel in the past, you would know that the total value of the contract is more like $15 to $20 billion over the coming 20 years. If Workhorse wins the majority of the contract, however much money they win will go to their income statement over the coming 5 years. And most growth companies have at least 5 years of revenue growth priced into the stock price. If you don't believe me, look at Tesla, for example. Tesla is trading much higher than their revenues have ever been because investors believe in the future of the company. They believe that 5 years down the line, their revenues are going to be in line with the current valuation. And Workhorse is currently valued at $2.5 billion. So if they win this contract worth $10 billion over the course of 5 years, you're talking about a grossly undervalued company, because when you attribute that $10 billion to the income statement, that's a company, that is a growth company that's going to make over $10 billion alone from one contract, minus all of their other contracts with UPS or FedEx. That is making that company a very undervalued company at $2.5 billion. And Workhorse is not even close to having 5 years of growth priced in, especially if they win this contract. So I mentioned that I've been covering Workhorse for a long time, since they were below $3 a share. That means that I have covered Workhorse in a lot of videos on my channel. If you guys want more information on Workhorse, you can go to my channel, watch all of my videos that I've done on Workhorse, which consists of my price target for Workhorse after the contract is awarded, as well as the reasons I previously, prior to this new information, thought Workhorse would win the contract. I'll leave the links to those 2 videos down in the description below for you guys to check out. As a side note, today is me and my beautiful girlfriend's 1-year date anniversary. So make sure to comment down below, "Hi Bailey." Bailey is her name. She reads all of the comments, so make sure you're nice about it. But say hi to Bailey. I want to see what her reaction is. If I can film it, I will upload it for you guys to see. So this was by far a shorter video, but I thought this was just very important information that I needed to get out to the public, especially because I want to help every single viewer that comes across my channel or any of my videos to make money. That has been my goal all along with this channel. I'm going to do my best to make sure that every single person that comes across a video on my channel ends up in a better financial position than they were previously. Now that is a lofty goal, and I thank all of you 14,000 plus subscribers to my channel, as well as my 250 paid monthly members. for all of you guys' support. I couldn't do this without you guys, and if you guys are new or returning and not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you want access to the members-only Discord server, as well as a lot of other perks, hit the join button down below. That is located right next to the subscribe button. So if you enjoyed this video, if this was helpful information to you guys, leave a like down below to help out my channel. Also, like I said, comment "Hi Bailey" in the comment section to my girlfriend. And with that, guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a great Tuesday. I will be back on Wednesday with a brand new video. I hope all of us have great financial success in this coming week of investing. And with that, guys, peace out.